welcome to Spotlight Business. My name is Philip Nanfuri. A very good evening and thanks for joining us this Thursday evening. I pray you are keeping well and you are home safe in spite of the rains that have hit some parts of our capital city today. On tonight's edition, we'll be talking with Benjamin Asante. He's the founder and CEO of ShopNow. He's been making some waves in the past few weeks. I'm sure some of you may have heard of his business, read him, watched other or seen other interviews or listened to other interviews with him. And we have the pleasure of hosting him here tonight. We're going to delve into what ShopNow is all about and what it seeks to achieve and whether it's going to really change the face of business in Ghana and most importantly, the sustainability of it. Research shows that sometimes businesses don't even last 5 to 10 years when they start. We've had some, not even in Ghana here alone, but on the international stage. What's going to make Benjamin's business any different and ensure its longevity? But before we get into the details, we want to find out what exactly, or who exactly, Mr. Benjamin Asante is. I want to add Mr. because he's dressed in a very resplendent jacket, looking very dapper, I must add. So we delve into all this tonight, and he's our guest on Spotlight Business with me, Philip Nanfuri. So, Uncle Benjamin, how are you?
I'm good, and thank you for having me.
Thank you too. How was your drive here, in spite of the rains?
It was quite hectic. A lot of traffic.
I can imagine.
To deal with. But finally, we are here.
Very good. So let me start off about you, the individual. If you were asked this question and you're supposed to answer in one sentence, which is not the case here, who is Benjamin Asante?
So I'm a young Ghanaian. I hail from Kwewu, and then I schooled with Nungwa Secondary School, and then from there I went to read IT at the Ghana Technology University.
Okay.
I've basically spent a lot of my years within the IT industry. So far after school, I got a job with a finance house, and I was their head of IT for 8 years.
Wow.
And then after doing all I could within the IT management sector, I also did some bit of selling products. And then from there, after I got experience with selling, I decided to build my own business.
I like how you mentioned that you're from Kwewu. I hear it's inherent in your blood, if you're from that side of the country, to be a business person.
Yeah,
normally
sort of.
It comes with some business acumen.
Yes.
When you were growing up in your young days, secondary school, did you ever, you went to study IT, but did you have the feel for it as you were growing, or you were one of those people that went to school to actually study it? Did it come to you? Because as I was growing up, I had some friends who computer stuff came too easily. I really wonder where they got it from. But when they open a laptop, when they see a desktop, they know what to do, both hardware and software. What was yours like?
Yeah, it was similar. I had a mother that had envisaged, she had seen right from when I was in primary school that IT was going to be big in Ghana. So my mom took me to extra classes that were IT oriented.
Okay.
So I first had my IT exposure when I was in primary 6.
Fantastic.
And then from there, it had always been my thing, when parents couldn't afford computers for their parents, I had one at home, thanks to my lovely late mother.
Oh.
So I had always had it with me, even before secondary school days. So right after secondary school days, I decided IT was my thing, so I'll pursue it.
Fantastic. You also mentioned that you went to work in a finance house.
Yeah.
8 years, you said.
Yes.
When you were in the finance house, did you? Let me put it this way. What led you? And we'll come to the ShopNow story. So try and delay the details a bit for the other part.
Okay.
What led you to come out of the corporate 9 to 5? Did you feel like this is getting monochromatic, it's boring, or you felt like you needed something more, or you just some people just don't like to report to somebody else after a very long time? That's the truth. What propelled you to move out of the comfort, I'll say, of a 9 to 5?
Actually, somebody who loves to solve problems, identify problems and solve them, and that's exactly how I lived my life the 8 years that I was into IT management. I basically go to work and identify what problems there is, the best ways of doing things, the best ways of improving business operations using technology. This was what I was doing for 8 years when I was working as IT manager. So basically, after I'd done it continuously, virtually within my first year, it became a routine. It became a boring stuff, like you said. I began to think. I thought through it. And then I realized that, look, my talents were better off served to the general public. So I began the journey. So this journey I am on currently started whilst I was still working as an IT manager. So I go to my usual work 8 to 5, and then when I close, I go and sit behind my laptop and I work all night trying to build this module, build a concept. And then one thing led to the other.
What year was this? What year can we actually say you started the mental work for Shop Now, before we get to the actual on paper when you started or when you established? What year do you think? Take us back.
When the conceptualization started somewhere, let's just say somewhere 2015.
Okay.
So 2015, I began to think about it. I kept thinking about it, but then it really started happening for me in 2016 when I had a big blow. I had a big situation on my hands, and I realized that something had to be done about it. I'm sure as we keep going, we'll come to that bit of it.
Let me just ask this before we start talking about Shop Now.
Yeah.
In your story, and forgive me if I'm being a bit personal, did you have any considerations about a family, not your nuclear family, where you came from? You starting your own family. Were you dating? Were you about to get married? Were you married? How did you combine that, if you had? And if you didn't, did you feel like at some point you may need this to more or less, let me say, support you or add on or something like that?
No, this had nothing to do with me trying to support myself as an individual. Okay. Like I said, I had a big problem on my hands. I'm just going to have to wait for the next question because I had a big problems on my hands. It was life-threatening. And then I felt, look, this can be happening when I've spent virtually all my life discovering what problems are and solving them. So immediately I came to that junction. I decided that no, I was going to start work. I was going to work and find a solution to this particular problem. That's what brought me on the journey. Okay. So it has nothing to do with my personal enrichment. It had nothing to do with my personal life at all.
So not to sound cliche, but what was this personal problem you needed to solve? I'm sure that's the root of Shop Now.
Exactly. So like you earlier on heard me say my mom introduced me to IT and stuff like that. I had a beautiful mother who looked after me in difficult times. I had a young age where I went through a lot of ailment because I was diagnosed at an early stage with sickle cell. So I spent a lot of my time in sick beds, at night with my mother. I had difficult situations where my mom has to stay all night so I can get a simple sleep.
Wow.
So I had a very close relationship with my mother growing up. Then one busy night, somewhere in 2016, I was working hard in the office, and then I got a call that my mom had collapsed. And that I was supposed to come to the hospital. So I had to leave everything, drove somewhere around 9 p.m. From our head office to her hospital, which was in Teshin, Lakema, the general clinic there. And then when I got there, I met the doctor. I got there somewhere around almost 10 p.m. And then the doctor says to me that, look, your mom has a swelling brain. She was a stroke patient, and she had defaulted, and her brains were sort of, bursting out. And he recommended that we get a medicine for her, or else her brain will burst and she'll fall into a vegetable state.
Okay.
And this was around 10 p.m. And the doctor says we have 1 hour to look for the medication.
Wow. 10
p.m. Where was I going to find this medication in Accra when you can't even search for anything? Kolebu. So I began driving. So I drove from Teshi to Kolebu, and when I got there, they said, oh, the pharmacy doesn't have the medication. And I'm like, where am I going to find this? I only have 1 hour, and I've already spent about 20 minutes driving out here.
Yeah.
They said, go to this other place. And they kept tossing me there, and I kept roaming around in Accra looking for this medication. Look, it took me about 3 hours. I already exhausted the 1 hour, far gone into it.
Yeah.
About 3 hours. And that was when somebody told me that I should go to a pharmacy somewhere in Circle. When I went there, lo and behold, I found the medication. Then I had to head towards back
To Kolebu.
to the hospital, which was in Teshi, Lekma.
Lekma, yeah.
Not Kolebu.
Sorry.
So, whilst driving, I began to think about it. Look, when I get to the hospital, it's over 3 hours. Will she be dead? What would have been happening to her? But what if we had some form of directory system for products, for items, for stores, so that right from the hospital, I could have determined where the item is and whether the store or pharmacy was opened or not. I could have even determined this before driving on. It means it would have taken me about 20, 25 minutes to find this product. I wouldn't have to be roaming, exposing myself to the risk, roaming at night. Then I thought of it. I kept thinking of it while I was driving to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, lo and behold, Mom was holding on strong. And doctor says, you guys are lucky. So he took the medicine and then, sort of went through the normal things they do to try and get Mom well again. But out of this experience, I realized that we needed to go to work. I needed to go to work, find what concept can work, what module can work, because we had real problems. As I kept thinking about it, I kept seeing problems, and I kept working my way out of it. And it is that journey that I've been on all these years, and that has brought me here today.
To Shop Now. I think it's a very inspiring and touching story from a point of near grief or near loss for you that night, metamorphosed into you solving a problem which has now brought you into our studio. I'm still thinking about what you just said. I'm trying to wait in, but I have to go ahead and do what I have to do with my job. If you were talking to somebody outside and they asked you in the simplest way, you've explained it from your story point.
Yeah.
But just for simplicity's sake, if somebody was asking you what is Shop Now, how would you explain it? I want you to stew on that for me. I'll take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll set the ball rolling.
Great stuff.
This is Spotlight Business. My name is Philip Nanfuri. My guest, Benjamin Asante, CEO and founder of Shop Now.
Yes, guys, it's your girl, Miss Drew, your hostess with the mostest. I'll see you in the next moment.
Angelina, you be cool in my temperature. If you call,
say cheese, take a picture. Shaka post, make a see, take a picture.
in the leg book, boah, 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 boah.
Where the party there today? Hey mama, hey I ever say. Secure.
Wagwan, my people, welcome to X-Cave.
A boy's body count and a girl's body count matter differently.
Wow, ladies.
Probably an experience, something that happened.
Is it a deal breaker in a relationship?
No.
The X Cave, and this show focuses on topics that are hot on the lips of our young people and presents it in an open, honest conversation.
Oh, look at him, he's crying, he's such a girl.
In other words, there are no liars on our show.
The man is the head of the home. The man is, quote unquote, the breadwinner.
We come here with the truth.
We talk of something being toxic. It's something which is harmful or unpleasant.
Stay glued to the television for the hottest show on TV.
Hello guys and welcome to Home Fit. Home Fit is a fitness show designed to take care of all your fitness needs. I'm your trainer Brad and I will be taking you through a series of workouts. After a great workout, let's talk nutrition.
Welcome back from the break. This is Spotlight Business. My name again, Philip Nanfuri. Our guest is Benjamin Asante, the CEO and founder of Shop Now. He was taking us through the key origins of his establishment or his company today, and from near loss, near grief, he turned this into a business opportunity. He was pushed to the wall and he fought back, and that's the origin of Shop Now. But for some of us who may want to understand in a simplest form, as if we were in a classroom, if we were asked, what is Shop Now? How would you explain it to somebody, a layman, for example?
So, just like you go to the usual markets, or just like you go to the shopping centers, Shop Now is a marketplace for products and for services. So just like you go to your local market areas and you're walking into the market and you can find that lady selling this item and the other one selling this, and you have a lot of products and you can walk through and select products and pick up items and pay for it. That is what Shop Now is about. So Shop Now is a marketplace for product and services. That's what we are.
I just opened your website and I like their presentation. I think your orange color stands out a lot. It's very appealing.
Great.
So I see on here our services, parcel delivery, Eat Now, Right Now. Then below that, I see beauty services, spa and massage, haircut at home, air conditioning, home cleaning, escort services, and laundry.
Yeah.
Then it talks about downloading your app.
Yes.
So without your app, I can't connect to you, or I can come to the website and do stuff.
Yes, you can whatever you can do on the apps, you can do them on the website.
Okay.
So yes, without the apps, without the website, yes, you might have a bit of a challenge accessing the service.
Okay. So I want us to practicalize it.
Yes.
As we were discussing before we started this discussion.
Yes.
So let's assume I'll take us through some of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me start with food, since I like the app earlier on in the day.
Yeah.
What do I do next?
Okay, simple. Now, our technology runs basically on your location.
Okay.
So where you are located is what drives the whole activity on the platform. So it starts from your location.
Okay.
So you've downloaded the app and you've signed up. When you sign up, the first thing you have to do is to first provide your location. When you provide your location, that is the bearing for accessing the service. So then the system or the app will be the nearest restaurant because of the speed of delivery.
Okay.
Now, like I said, it's a marketplace for products and services. Some of the services has to do with delivery. So basically, you have a lot of deliveries springing up in Accra. All of them can sign up onto ShopNow and run their operations on ShopNow.
Okay.
Now, so when you request to buy from the nearest restaurant to you, what will happen is that immediately you complete the ordering process, the order automatically goes to the restaurant.
Okay.
The restaurant is also online on the app. Don't forget, I said it's a marketplace for products and services. So the restaurant is selling their product on the platform. So when the restaurant accepts your order, they have to accept the order because they have to check whether at that time, 9 p.m., whether they have stock for the meal that you're asking for. Now, if they don't have stock, then they have to decline the order.
Okay.
When they decline the order, you get a notification that the restaurant has declined the order for so and so reason.
Okay.
Now, if the restaurant accepts the order, then they dispatch the order to another service provider, in this case, a delivery entity, a delivery company, a delivery person. Then, and the app will direct them to your location. And then they can bring you the meal. Throughout all of this process, you'll be getting notification so that you're also in the know what is happening.
If I can ask you, average turnaround time for all this, because maybe to somebody he might be thinking he's better placed just going there or calling them and placing. What's the turnaround time when all these things are going on?
You see, in every situation you find yourself, we have solution for all of it. But on average, the turnaround time for this is between 30 minutes and 1 hour.
Okay.
It depends on several factors. It depends on availability of stock. It depends on the restaurant getting the meal ready. It depends on the system, the app locating the nearest delivery person. So there could be a situation where within your jurisdiction, all the delivery persons within that area are busy. If that happens, then it means that there has to be an available delivery person who would come into that location and then receive that order because the system will continue to search. When they receive the order, then the process continues. So there are other factors. However, if you want to order and go and pick, there's also the same, we have a solution for that too as well, where you can order and say, I want to walk in and pick. Then what happens is that the restaurant will be alerted that you'll be coming to pick and that you are about 15 minutes away. And then the restaurant will be notified to get the meal ready for you to get there. Okay. Now when you get there, the meal would have been ready because we would have been facilitating it. And then you can pick up.
Okay. That's just for food. Yes. Forgive me if I sound ignorant and ask for the other ones also.
Yes.
So if haircut at home, I just see it here. So I go on the app, I request, it looks at the barbering shops within this East Legon enclave.
Yes.
Gives me one. Then, so let's say it connects to MX24 barbering shop.
Yes.
And I am the barber. So I respond to it, and I come over to whoever house, and that's the hair for them.
Yes.
Is there a situation in this one, the haircut at home, where, okay, this one says haircut at home. Is there one where you can just request to get into the barber shop?
Yes.
And then leave it as it is? Then you yourself come over to have your haircut?
Yes.
That's done?
Yes.
Okay. Beauty services, spa massage, okay, I think those ones are easy. Air conditioning, I'm sure you are referring to air conditioning technicians, those who actually fix stuff. Okay. Home cleaning also, escort services, laundry, that's fine. What about the ride now? How different is that? For somebody who doesn't understand, how different is that from the normal Uber, Bolt and stuff we're doing? What's the difference in there?
Okay. So with our ride now service, it's slightly different than what we already know in the system. One of the differences is that the driver that is providing that transportation service has the room to also provide other services.
Okay.
So So that driver can be an iron person. That driver can also be your air condition repairer.
Okay.
Or your barber. At the same time, providing the driving service. That is one of the unique differences that we have as compared to all other ride-hailing platforms.
Okay. I think that's very easy. The parcel delivery one, I think, is the most straightforward one.
Yes.
Now, lifting possible challenges out of this. So, if you were buying a certain product, sometimes you place orders online,
yes,
and you get there and it's not really what you want, shoe, whatever. How it's presented on Instagram is in a certain way. You order it and it gets home, especially with the ladies. I've heard a lot of stories from my female friends about the differences in how they are dresses. How are such issues addressed? Are you part of the solutions, or is left within to the person selling the stuff and the person buying? How does it work in there?
Okay. Now, thanks for that question, because a lot of people sort of confuse what we're doing with those type of business. Those type of business are what you call two-sided marketplace,
okay,
where you order something and it takes about a week for it to arrive. And when it arrives and it's not what you're looking for, or it looks different, it's quite difficult to get it returned and get refund. We are on an on-demand marketplace. What it means is that when you request for something, it shouldn't take more than an hour, tops 2 hours for you to receive it. Now, in that case, it means that we cannot sort of support all types of products. Like, for example, clothing products. In our part of the world, selling clothing online, because you see, the thing is, the guy goes for one type of dress and sort of sell it to a possible different type of people who will be buying it. It means that if I put up your suit online, you are quite taller, you need a different size.
Yeah.
I need a different size. In Ghana, it's quite difficult to find retailers that have series of sizes, series of different colors for end users. Now, that makes it very difficult for you to sell clothing products on our type of platforms. So we deal with products that has to be as it is, because what it means is that immediately you move the product, it will arrive within 1 hour to 2 hours. If the product is not what it says it is, the person can easily return it and get a refund, and it doesn't have to take 1 day. It's immediate. Now, we also sort of add delivery to this. So you see, when the delivery guy picks up the watch, for example, and brings it to the customer, and the watch is different from what they saw online, they just simply have to return it. The delivery person can just simply ride back and bring it to you, the seller, and get a refund for it. So it's quite difficult for people to sell products that are not what they are on our type of platform. And that is why we also take an extra effort to ensure that if you're a seller on ShopNow, we virtually verify every single product that you're selling, so that our processes can be seamless.
Okay. I want us to delve into ShopNow itself.
Yes.
As a company.
Yes.
Where are you located?
We're on the N1, a popular place called Hong Kong Bus Stop.
Okay.
That's where we are.
That's where you're placed from.
Yeah.
Staff strength, staff numbers. I know it's an online thing, but there should be a team around.
Yes.
What numbers are we looking at?
So our back office staff strength, we're about 21.
Okay.
But then apart from that, we also have field staffs.
Okay.
That are going beyond 100.
Okay. That's fantastic.
Yes.
You are at liberty to give us details on this or not. I know companies like to protect their secret sauce.
Yeah.
Your revenue generation, to somebody who may not understand what's going on, if he was dealing directly with a delivery man, he knows that when the delivery man brings the stuff, he pays.
Yeah.
That's it. But here you are.
So you see, this business has several different revenue streams.
Okay.
What we do is that when we bring you onto our platform, we have commissions that we agree with you on. So basically, when we get you a transaction or we get you an order, you pay a certain percentage of that order to us.
Okay.
Let me just add that we are nowhere involved with all the players in the platform. We basically sign them up, screen them, make sure they are good providers, and then we turn them on. And then we sort of project them to customers, and they request the service from them. So the more customers are requesting the service, the more we earn commissions, little commissions from these people. And then they also earn the fees that they are charging the customers for the service. So for example, we charge the seller a commission on each product, on each sale that they make. We charge the delivery company a commission on each delivery that they make as well.
That's fantastic. Let me take another commercial break, Benjamin. When we get back, we'll set the ball ready.
Sure.
Benjamin Asante, CEO, founder of Shop Now. My name is Philip Nanfuri. This is Spotlight Business. We're taking a quick break. We'll be right back.
Opinions are like onions. Everybody has one.
Abortion is a no-no. As a human being, you must take responsibility for all your actions and inactions. Your misjudgment shouldn't be enough grounds to take a life.
No. I disagree with you because look, if you do not legalize it, people will go to quack doctors anyway who might end up not just kill the baby, but the mother as well.
Why should I waste my time, join a long queue under the hot sun to vote for a political party, knowing very well that nothing would be achieved at the end of the day?
Something will be achieved. It's your civic responsibility to turn out to vote. Vote and vote for a good leader.
Governments need to cater to every graduate, diversify the economy, invest in other sectors.
But the government cannot do it all. That is why we need the youth to take up the mantle and set up their own businesses. That is how we will create economic viability.
Here on Opposing Views, we take your views, my views, and the views of the experts and put them in the right context for you, our discerning viewers.
Guys, it's your girl, Miss Drew, your hostess with the mostest. I'll see you in the next moment.
Angelina, you be cool in my temperature. If you call,
say cheese, take a picture. Shaka pose, make I see, take a picture. Where the party there today? Hey mama, hey I have a sip. Shake your
Well, go on, my people. Welcome to X-Cave.
A boy's body count and a girl's body count matter differently.
Wow, ladies. Probably an experience, something that happened.
Is it a deal breaker in a relationship?
No.
The X-Cave, and this show focuses on topics that are hot on the lips of our young people and presents it in an open, honest conversation.
Oh, look at him, he's crying, he's such a girl.
In other words, there are no liars on our show.
The man is the head of the home.
Something being toxic, it's something which is harmful. Or unpleasant.
Stay glued to the television for the hottest show on TV.
Hello guys and welcome to Home Fit. Home Fit is a fitness show designed to take care of all your fitness needs. I'm your trainer Brad and I will be taking you through a series of workouts. After a great workout, let's talk nutrition.
The Bible said that we are not of those who shrink back, but of those who believe to the salvation of the soul. You know, sometimes God wants to do things in circumstances and situations that when people see, they will acknowledge that this is not the effort of man, but this must be the finger of God. So to him, life meant Christ. Life meant living for Christ. Life meant serving Christ. Christ in you, the hope of glory.
ICGC Evangel Temple presents The Kingdom Culture with Reverend Eric Ampofo on MX24. This and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
Have subscribed on to Shop Now and stuff like that. Do you have those numbers for the app? Actually, people are actually using the service. Let me put it like that.
Yes. Thank you for that question. And I must say that I'm highly grateful to Ghanaians. Normally, for a business like this to start within a year, the kind of user base that we have and following that we have, it's so massive. Look, on Play Store alone, we have 10,000 plus downloads.
Okay.
It usually takes most businesses between 2 years and 2.5 years to get that kind of figures. Our user base at the moment, we're doing close to 30,000 users in Accra.
That's great.
Alone. And we did this just doing deliveries. What the new other services and features that we have introduced, we only started doing them from January.
Okay.
We actually got exposed, got customers exposed to it from about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
But we did these kind of numbers just doing deliveries in Accra.
So deliveries, was it basically deliveries on food? What? How do I put it? Where were the greater volumes? Was it in the food delivery? Was it in the items? Was it in clothes?
Yeah, a lot of them were with food, specifically with food.
Okay.
You know, we had a plan right from 2020 when we started. We had a plan. The plan was we were going to start that way and then grow into what we are today. So we basically started doing food delivery and parcel deliveries, but a lot of our orders were, you know,
please, people can understand some of these things.
So that would be Ghana Postal and Courier Commission.
Okay.
They are the ones that regulate our industry.
And I always like to ask this. Not to wade you into any debate. Is it a cool relationship with them? You know, sometimes when our guests come here, those who have frosty relationships with their regulators, they say it. What has been the process like? When you were doing your establishment, your registration, was it a smooth flow? Were there some challenges? How would you describe the relationship with them?
It was very smooth and swift. I must say, I'm also an individual that do not like dealing with some of these agencies because of their processes are quite difficult. But this was not the case with the Ghana Courier and Postal Commission. It was very smooth. And I must also say that a lot of the work also was done from our side. We decided to be transparent. We decided to submit ourselves to the regulatory body and get proper license from them. When we approached them, tell you what, it didn't take more than 3 days, and we got the license done for us. It was very swift, I must say.
Good. You know, we are in the era of a pandemic, and we just heard that vaccines have arrived in Ghana. I always like to find out from several businesses. Maybe yours may not be overly affected, but it's good to find out. Since COVID really hit us in March, let me say, right down to date, what has been the effect on your business or otherwise? One may assume that since you are online, you may be removed from all the processes or from all the effects. What has been COVID's effect on your business, if there has been any?
Yeah, there's been a lot of impact. We started in January 2020, and then COVID hit our shores somewhere in March.
Yeah.
It gave us mixed impact. It was great because then what happened was that during lockdown, virtually almost everyone in Accra was trying to get onto Shop Now to order for their meals and order for their groceries. So it gave us a very positive impact. It sort of lifted our business. We didn't have to struggle so much trying to get our brand noticed. Well, but then it also brought other challenges, the risk of getting infected, the risk of getting our riders infected. It meant that we had to do a lot of work to educate our people, educate our staff. We had to work around the clock to ensure that customers are safe when we're making deliveries. We had to introduce contactless delivery, where we can still make a delivery to you and not have any form of contact with you. We had to, sort of change our technology to support that. There was a lot of work that we had to do, which put a lot of pressure on us as a business. But through it all, we were able to sail through.
Okay.
So let's say it had both impact, negative and positive impact.
Okay. Let's look at our operating space, which is the Ghanaian economy. That's where you operate.
Yes.
What factors do you think are militating against you? What do you think needs to change within the business environment, to make your business more effective and to run more smoothly?
A number of factors.
Okay.
Let's look at technology in the internet space. Even in Accra, as developed as we are in Accra, you have a lot of areas that are still struggling with good connectivity. These things have to be resolved. We need to have good internet connectivity. That is what types of businesses like ours will thrive on. Apart from that, we're having a lot of issues with addressing within Accra. It's shocking that in Accra there are places where you can't simply find using technology. You get an order and the addressing system is so poor that it takes you about an hour and over just trying to locate an individual in order to fulfill the transaction. We need the addressing system to be resolved. We need most of our streets to be named.